Hi friends, my name is Wendy. If you're new around here, welcome. I am excited to share a really cute fun fold card with you today. We are going to make a center easel pop-up card. We're going to use the nested stitched balloons from scrapbook.com, and we are going to use the, let me look at it, Big Birthday Honey Cuts dies from Honeybee Stamps. And then we're using the Let's Party pattern paper from Honeybee Stamps. I am obsessed with this Let's Party paper. I really love it. I've used it a ton. And we're just going to do some simple scoring to start. So we're going to score at 4 1/4 on the 8.5 inch side. This is just a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of cardstock. And then we're going to turn and we are going to cut at the 1 1/4 inch mark. I'm using the right side of my trimmer at the top, 1 1/4 inch, just to that 4 1/4 inch score line. And then we're going to move it over and do exactly the same thing on the other side. So we're cutting at 1 1/4 inch from each end all the way to that 4 1/4 inch score line in the middle of the card. Then we are going to turn this card, fold down those little flaps. I actually folded the wrong one here to start, and then I realized, oh, I need to fold the other ones. So I fold down, you'll see here I have my little moment, and I'm like, oh yeah, that. So we fold down those little flaps, and we're gonna line this up at 2 1/8 of an inch, and we are gonna score at 2 inches, or excuse me, at 2 1/8 of an inch, okay? So we are going to cut layers to go on top of here that are, let's see, I have to look at my notes, sorry. Okay, so we have one piece that's going to go on the inside, and it's cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm going to use my big old giant ATG gun to put this down. I have not been using this as often, and I don't use it very much in videos because it's so big and bulky. It really takes up a lot of video, like screen, but it is really handy, and the adhesive is really inexpensive. I will link to all of these products below this video. What my link does is it takes you to my blog. You click that link, you go to my blog, and at the bottom of my blog post is where all my supplies are listed. Could you guys let me know if you would rather me provide links to all my products right in the video description and a link to my blog? Because I just don't know what people prefer. And this is one of those instances where I just have to ask. So here you saw on the sides, I glued down the sides, the 1 1/4 inch strips, I glued them down flat. And then we're going to add our layers to the sides. These are cut at 1 1/8 of an inch by 4 1/8. Now I'm going to provide you a free project sheet that is going to give you all of the measurements for these along with the supplies I've used so that you have that handy for yourself. But I have to tell you, I am going to be doing a Mega Fun Fold class volume 2, and it is going to include this fold. So you're really kind of just getting this little fun fold for free right now. And this is kind of how the class is. There's going to be 15 sample videos along with 15 little short videos showing you how to make the fold. So there's like 30 plus videos in this class. You get a PDF, you get all the information on making the resource binder. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. So anyway, here, let's talk about what's about to happen. In my little sweet pea brain, these measurements were supposed to be 2 by 2 5/8. So I ink this or glue this all up, and I go to lay this down, and I realize, oh, this ain't right. Something ain't right about this. So I cut it again, the same size. And I left this part of the video in because I just thought it was so funny, and I wanted to share it with you guys because you're not alone. If you make these kinds of mistakes, so here I go. I'm 2 5/8 because baby, that in my head, 2 5/8. So I'm cutting literally the exact same pattern paper right now. as I did the first time. And it's still not, and I'm like, what is wrong with my head? This has to be 2 5/8. It's 2 5/8. So I finally end up having to get my ruler out and measure across because I was convinced that the measurement was supposed to be 2 5/8. Well, y'all, it's supposed to be 2 7/8. So I left this in just so I could show you that if you do these things, you are not alone. I do it too. Everybody does it. It's like our brains play tricks on us sometimes. And I swear to everything that when you're in your 40s and in that perimenopausal state, that we make even more of these kinds of silly mistakes because you have like the brain fog or whatever. So anyway, then I got myself together, 2 7/8 by 2 inches. So you need 2 pieces of 2 inch by 2 7/8 of some sort of pattern paper. Okay. You can also make your own, by the way. If you wanted to just do this all in layered solid cardstock, you could do that. You could emboss, you could ink blend, you could do whatever you want to make all your own pieces, but I just really enjoy using pattern paper. So that's what I'm doing here. And of course I have to do a birthday card because I never have enough of them. I'm going to use my precision glue press to add these pieces down to the card base on that little folded piece that's going to pop up in the middle. And I'm just going to glue it one to the top and one to the bottom. It can't be one solid strip piece because then it wouldn't fold well on that fold. And we want that to fold because that's the whole point of this card, is a little pop-up. So here I'm just going to ink this up. I keep saying ink it up. You see what I mean about the brain? Glue this and add all the glue and glue it down. And then our card base is finished. Now, like I said, link below the video, that's going to provide you your project sheet. And it's going to provide you with your supply list. And drop me a comment below and let me know about that supply list. Well, friends, I'm going to interrupt this video with an advertisement from myself. This is volume 1 of the Mega Fun Fold class here that I am showing you in this cute little binder. The really cool thing about my Mega Fun Fold classes is they build on each other. So volume 1 came out earlier this year and I am giving you 50% off that class. If you want to get volume 1 at 50% off, you can get that now. And I'm going to link it below, give you all the information on my blog post. You're just going to use the code SAVE50. These are a few of the cards we're doing in Mega Fun Fold volume 2. Look at these fun folds. Okay, you might notice they're not decorated. That is because in my Mega Fun Fold classes, I am going through and creating the fold for you out of plain paper as a prototype. These videos are short, concise, and just show you the fold. And we do this on purpose because we want you to be able to quickly learn the fold and then go on to watch the sample videos and create your own samples. Now, the great thing about having a prototype, as I showed you in the binder earlier, is you can then tuck that prototype into the binder in the sleeve and bam, you have it forever. You haven't used a whole bunch of your beautiful designer papers or pattern papers, and you're just going to be able to have this fantastic resource. Sign up for volume 2 below. Okay, let's get back to our card. Now, like I said earlier, this card will be in volume 2 of the Mega Fun Fold classes that's out and available to purchase. Again, I don't think I said the cost. So my Mega Fun Fold classes have 15 fun folds, a PDF, videos, all the things. They are $45. However, right now you can get Mega Fun Fold volume 1 for 50% off. And you can get Mega Fun Fold Volume 2, which is brand new. It actually doesn't even release till May 30th for 25% off. So you save 75% total on both. And they are both available to purchase right now. Now, if you purchase Volume 1, you didn't purchase it before and you're purchasing it now, everything's there ready to go. You're going to be able to start that class today. Volume 2 will be released on May 30th. So you're purchasing it now, but on May 30th is when all of the of it will be available. Okay, we ink blended those balloons, we layered the dye, super, super simple. And now I am going to use the press and seal technique to pick all of these parts and pieces up together. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to see it right here. I have a little blunder with my little press and seal technique, and I'm having trouble getting my press and seal to stick to my work surface. And this is the hinge method of the press and seal technique, okay? So it's kind of like you tear a big piece and you push it down on your countertop, and then you are able to pull up all of your pieces together and glue the pieces that are going to go down flat on the card first. Now, this was a little tricky. I'm not going to lie to you, because you really had to pay attention to where the item was going to glue. And right here off the bat, I make a mistake. I realize I've put glue to where it's going to glue over onto the left side of my card base. I only want stuff to glue to that little center easel pop-up area, okay? If it glues past that, it's going to glue the whole thing down and that little pop-up won't work. So we don't want that. So I just had to be mindful. Secondly, I had to be mindful that I didn't put glue anywhere up at the top so that when this popped up, it would pop up. If I glued that big balloon to the top, then it's not going to be able to fold where we scored it at the 2 1/8 inch mark. Does that make sense? All right, so here we are going to add glue. I'm trying to be very careful about where I add my glue. And again, I realize I shouldn't have added glue up so high. So I wipe it away with my fingers. Thankfully, that works great. And then we're just going to glue that balloon on, and we're just going to continue adding each piece as we go. I'm making sure everything still folds, pulls up and away. That is really important, right? We don't want it to be glued down to the base. All right, now, as I move along in this video, I am just going to be gluing and putting this card together. We're going to tie some bows onto the bottom of these balloons. And I don't think I need to tell you every little step I'm doing. You can see right here. I thought I would take the last 5 minutes of this video to do a little bit of story time. Story time is my favorite part of every video because I am sharing with you things that are going on in my life personally. And often you guys will drop comments below about what's going on in your life or a similar experience you've had to mine, or something like that. And it really is a joy for me to hear from you. So, story time. Let's do part 1 of our trip to Cancun. First of all, my husband has never traveled internationally, other than the fact that he was born in Germany. So a lot of people probably don't even know that, but my father-in-law was in the Air Force. And so my husband was born at the Wiesbaden Air Force Base. And I'm sorry if you are German and you just heard my pronunciation of that and you cringed. I definitely apologize now. But let's see. I am going to share one of my little funnies from the trip. So basically, we travel internationally. We had to fly from Sacramento to Phoenix and then from Phoenix to Cancun. It's a significant travel day. It was even worse coming home, but going, it was a lot. We had to get up at 2:30 in the morning. We drove to Sacramento, which is about an hour from us, and then flew an hour and 20 minutes to Phoenix, had a less than an hour layover to get to our next plane, and then we flew all the way into Cancun, which was the longer part of the flight. Luckily, no problems, not a single hitch. Great flights, everything uneventful, which is always what you hope for, right? We get to Cancun and the resort is stunning. Just absolutely beautiful where we stayed. And so we just kind of took it all in, and we were really, really tired. I mean, like I said, long travel day. So our first day there, we really didn't do much because we didn't even get there till late in the afternoon. So we just kind of hung out and grabbed some drinks and grabbed food, which was kind of a struggle because we weren't exactly sure how the food situation worked. So it was an all-inclusive resort, so you could go to any of the restaurants, and it wasn't like an extra fee. So we hit up one of the only ones that was open, and we had ceviche. And if you're not familiar with ceviche, it's basically uncooked fish that they cook in citrus. So if you put like if you were to chop up like tilapia and you put it in lemon or lime, it will cook it over time. So I have really good friends who are Hispanic who make ceviche all of the time, and it is to die for. It's so good. And so I'm very familiar with ceviche. My husband, not so much. My husband is not a super adventurous food person, and I am. So I'll eat just about anything except black licorice. I hate black licorice. Other than that, I'll eat it. So not only will I eat it, I enjoy it. So I'm pretty food adventurous. Bottom line, he had tummy troubles day one. A little bit of tummy troubles. So we hit the hotel room early, relaxed, and just kind of hung out and went to bed early. It felt a little weird to go to bed early on vacation, but it was fine. We were really tired. Like I said, his stomach was a little upset from all the ceviche. And so we just called it a night. So that was day one of our trip to Mexico. I ran out of time to tell you anything else, but boy, do I have adventures coming for you. I cannot wait to share all the things. So you're going to have to keep checking back, and I'll make sure to label each video like part 1 Mexico trip, part 2 Mexico trip, something like that, so that you guys kind of know that that's the story time that's about to happen. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. I'm going to make sure to put all the links below. You know, this is my toxic trait. I say I'm putting links below, and then you go check, and they're not there. Link below to my blog with the supplies and project sheet, and also a link below to the Funfold classes that I have right now. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.